So, after I finished my video this morning, I decided to do an arena draft because I was kind of in the mood after doing the video, and was playing for a while, and it occurred to me that maybe I should be videotaping the drafts as well. So here we are. It partially occurred to me because I'm 7-1 at this point. might not have occurred if I was 0-2. But yeah, I'd kind of plan on doing the card set review videos before doing any sort of draft videos, but I figure I might as well, if I do drafts, might as well show them off, the good and the bad. This one's going better than most, but in any case, so we're 7-1 here with a pretty decent deck. Firefly, Arcanologist, Fairy Dragon, Mad Bomber, Primordial Glyph, Shimmering Tempest, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Wild Pyromancer, a bunch of pretty quality cards. Counterspell to fetch with the Arcanologist. Earthen Ring Fireseer, 3 Giant Wasps, which are all pretty good. Igneous Elemental, Injured Blade Master, Jungle Panther, Vicious Fledgling, Volcanic Potion, right? This is a pretty premium deck so far. Cabal Chemist, Kooky Chemist, Water Elemental, Fen Creeper, Psychotron, 2 Meteors, an Archmage Antonidas, a Bog Creeper, a Volcanosaur, and 2 Giant Mastodons. This is a pretty sweet deck. The only thing that really didn't pan out, I suppose, is Firefly, Igneous Elemental. Right? We don't really have the Elemental thing going, though we drafted some in case we got there. But pretty sweet deck overall. A lot of premium stuff. The mana curve is a little bit wonky. Lots of stuff at 2 and 3, and it's not really a lot until we get to kind of our big heavy hitters. But we've got late game to close things out. Antonidas, even though we don't have a lot of spells, can usually find something. Right off of Primordial Glyph, Shimmering Tempest, the Counter Spell, one of the Meteors maybe. And even just playing a 6-10 and beating face with that often does a lot of work. Volcanosaur can also close out a game pretty quickly. So we've got pretty decent early game with a lot of 2s and 3s. A lot of ways to clear stuff. 3 Giant Wasps, 2 Meteors, stuff like that, right? A little bit of AoE clear with Volcanic Potion, Wild Pyromancer. An overall pretty solid deck. I think this is kind of where you want to be. Give or take some 3 drops and maybe a little bit more like 4 and 5 drops. But pretty solid deck. Not surprised that this one has gone 7-1 so far. Only time we dropped a game was to basically a constructed Paladin deck. Which you'll occasionally face some really crazy decks in Arena. But anyways, let me just start playing the games and commentating them, and maybe this will make a good video. Vicious Fledgling, by the way, really strong. I'm not typically playing it on turn 3 because I don't have a lot of stuff to protect it, or a lot of creatures to keep it alive early on. But when it comes down turn 5 behind a taunt or something, it's really strong. So I'm liking the card a lot. Priest, not a terribly great matchup because their hero power usually matches up pretty well against what we're doing. But I think we have a strong deck. I'm going to toss away the Volcanic Potion here because I think I have enough early game to justify just kind of skipping it and looking for more early game. And I'm going to ditch the 5-drop because I don't really need it. Primordial Glyph, Earthen Ring Fireseer. Earthen Ring Fireseer is great. It's possible we just coin out Injured Blade Master and then get the Earthen Ring Fireseer behind it. I like that plan. I don't think I plan on coining out Fairy Dragon here. We'll coin out this Injured Blade Master if he plays nothing. That leaves us with some decision making. Because if he plays a creature and it hits the Blade Master, then suddenly we have a bad trade on our hands. Instead, I think I'm just going to play the Fairy Dragon here. We can try and get this synergy going out another turn. There's a question of whether or not I save coin because I have Antonidas in hand as well. So eventually I could get there. Alright. Any trades? Sure. Well, I will coin out the Water Elemental because it lines up pretty well against what he's doing. He needs a Shadow Word Pain, basically, to deal with this. There's not a lot else here, otherwise he just loses his guy. Matches up well against the board right now. Stegodon. Alright. Alright. The question is whether or not I play Giant Wasp here. Not a lot for it to kill. Not a lot of other stuff going on either. We could play the Injured Blade Master. But I think we're going to do this. This means that if he doesn't heal and he plays a 5-drop, I can clear the 5-drop with the Wasp. This also plays around any sort of Shadow Madness shenanigans. Right, so I don't play Injured Blade Master and then he steals my Water Elemental and runs it into my Blade Master. That would set me back pretty far. Holy Smite, fair enough. And heals his guy, so I kind of have a decision about whether or not I kill it. Well, I don't think we want to ping it. Because he could just heal it again next turn and then be back up to full. Let's see what we find with the glyph first. Molten Reflection is probably the best card here for us. There's a thought about taking Arcane Explosion. That way on 7 I can Archimate Antonidas and then Arcane Explosion. I don't feel like I'm under a lot of pressure to get the Antonidas out quickly, and if I Molten Reflection Antonidas, it seems pretty strong as well. I think Molten Reflection is the pick. Yeah, that's what I'm going to take. And we'll play out this guy. Because him plus ping can clear the 2/5, so he can't just play a 6-drop and expect it to live against the Giant Wasp. Right, you always want to have your board line up well against the opponent's board. Doppelgangster. That's a little... interesting. Could just Molten Reflection our guy. I think instead we're going to play a little bit vulnerable to some sort of... a little bit vulnerable to some sort of Shadow Madness, but not hugely vulnerable. Right, he's able to kill our 3/3 and get half the way there to killing our 4/4. We're looking to Bog Creeper next turn. There's the Shadow Madness that we kind of expected. Alright, so we get some value. I'm willing to take that, though. You kind of expect Shadow Madness a lot of the time from Priest. It's not super surprising. Bog Creeper, huh? That's also a pretty good card here. It's possible I should just Bog Creeper ping, play around some sort of Shadow Word death. But I also kind of want to get a Shadow Word death out of his hand because I've eventually got Antonidas to play. So let's just play the Bog Creeper. If it eats up a big removal, it eats up a big removal. It also means that I can play Fen Creeper plus one of my 3-drops next turn. Stay mana efficient. I've still got him under a lot of pressure to, you know, not play something big because the Wasp will kill it. He could have like Dragonfire Potion, but that's usually taking most of his turn, and his board is getting cleared as well. So I think we're pretty well insured. Well, that's going to force my hand with this Wasp, I think. We could just see if the Wasp lives. The risk is another Shadow Madness. Let's play Fen Creeper and see if we can get our Wasp to live. Cool. Yeah, this is clear guy. Actually, I should have killed the main one, shouldn't I? Because he could bounce it. A little bit of a mistake there. The next turn we have Antonidas plus Molten Reflection. Seems pretty good. Then even if he mind controls an Antonidas, I still have an Antonidas, and I just kill his Antonidas, because that's how the Antonidas battle works. He's also really hard pressed to put up anything that really deals with this board. Like he can't put forward a giant Mastodon or something like that. I just kill it with the Wasp. So I think we've got him under a pretty good squeeze here. We have another giant Wasp in hand, potentially, that we want to play if we have to fire off this next one. But I think next turn is just going to be Antonidas plus Molten Reflections. Get that sweet double Antonidas going. Holy Fire plus hit it. Alright, sure. Well, do she got the booty? She do. He could MC Tech, potentially, but I'm not going to play around MC Tech. This just closes out the game very quickly here. Because I deal 12 with the 2 fireballs, and then I deal, what, 15 with my board, and that's game. And that's all she wrote, folks. So he needs to do something pretty big here, I think. Mind control will not be enough. I think we're just going to fire off fireballs. I don't think we want the Sorcerer's Apprentice down. Maybe we do. Yeah, I guess we do. She pays for herself. I didn't miss lethal, did I? I mean, I counted it out last time and I didn't have lethal without the other Antonidas. Maybe he has another mind control. I win through another mind control though, right? Because I have 8 plus the 6 in hand. Yeah. So he needs the MC Tech. That's not what he wanted to MC Tech, I don't think. Would have preferred good old Anton. Interesting that he had it, but he chose MC Tech last time. Sure. Got a way to clear my guy. That's not enough. Or is it? No, it isn't. Right? I just fireball him. Ya Dobbs, son. Ya Dobbs. Get out of here, Lou Dobbs. A GG! On to the next match. 8-1. That one was pretty clean. Good opener. Really strong opener. He had the stuff that we expected, but we were kind of lucky in that we had good plays around sort of the common threats that they have, right? Like, we had good ways to play around Shadow Madness. And sometimes you just don't have good ways to play around Shadow Madness, and you just lose to Shadow Madness. And you feel bad because you're like, I'm pretty sure you had Shadow Madness, but you didn't have anything you could do. We're getting rid of our high drops here. I'll keep a 3-drop. This isn't the best 3-drop. In fact, maybe given that I have so many things, I should be tossing this back. But I also just, I don't want to get stuck on a bad start. And having a 3-drop at least guarantees that I have something going on. Hey, we got our synergy again. Good old Injured Blade Master and the guy who heals the Injured Blade Master. And a thing to do on 2. Man, we are rolling. As long as we don't draw a counterspell next turn, we're just sitting pretty. Sweet. And there's another 3-drop. When it rains, it pours, baby. I wonder if we lead off with the Vicious Fledgling. I do have counterspell to try and protect stuff. But I don't have removal to protect this guy. So I think instead we are just going to hit and play this. And with the plan of Earthen Ring Farseer clearing whatever he does. Because a 4-6 will clear most things that he can play. And if he doesn't have anything... Yeah, this is fine. Because now we heal our guy, clear his play, and suddenly we're very far ahead on board, and he's going to need something like a Hellfire here. Coin into Feeding Time. Alright, well, that'll kind of get the job done, won't it? A little obnoxious. Now the question is whether or not we risk our Fledgling here. I think the answer is that we do. We've seen his removal, and we just can't sit on it forever. I don't think this is the time for Volcanic Potion. I think we're going to try this. Or we're just making to make sure that Direwolf doesn't kill us. So now we're forcing him to have another answer. Taunt could do the job. Speak of the devil. But I will live with this. That's interesting. So we can clear now. Right? We swap this, it suddenly has 4 health. Then we get in with a ping. I think that's what we want to do. Right. I don't want to counterspell Panther. Although I'm not under any pressure. No, I think we want to do this. Wind Fury! Give it to me. That's not right. These aren't Wind Fury. Well, he's still got to do something. Siphon Soul? That guy is pretty good too. That guy's not half bad either. Now we have kind of an awkward play here. We want a Volcanic Potion. That way we can clear his guy and get in. Doesn't make the mana situation all that great though, because we have to ping as well. But I think that's the play nonetheless. Anton will find another spell to go with him. Later, Anton. We're looking for the Wind Fury. Wind Fury! Oh, baby. Now we are off to the races. Let's take the +1/+1. My guy's getting big and strong. He needs more taunt, more removal, more something. He's tapping for it. He knows he needs it. Oh, he maybe already has it. Alright, well, that's fine. Still got good value. Did a lot of damage, did a lot of stuff. Ooh. Yeah, give me a good cheap potion for Anton here. That's not a cheap potion. You. Question's whether or not we want to counterspell here. Counterspell would have saved our guy earlier, but we never had a window to play it. We don't have any. We need the spell to play with Anton. I don't think we can counterspell here. We need something to play with Anton. So this is our turn 10 play. Anton plus counterspell. We'll Giant Mastodon next turn. We're putting him under a lot of pressure here. He's at 11. He just spent his entire turn clearing stuff. I think this is the play. And then we can Anton counterspell next turn. Seems pretty strong. You have more removal. Siphon Soul. Alright, yeah, sure. Well, we'll Anton anyways. With counterspell up, it'll be tricky for him to deal with it. Aha! So, he needs an answer to this. He actually kind of needs two answers in a sense. He taps for it, sees if he can find it. And he's Dobbs! Game! What a great game, Hearthstone. Alright, 9-1. On to the next match. Antonidas, great legendary. Tier 1, baby. Maybe one of the best legendaries you can pick up in the Mage class. Not probably the best legendary you can pick up, period. I have to imagine Deathwing is still the king of that. Man, there's so many games you can just win with Deathwing. I remember one run. I went up against a hunter. I went up against him at 11 wins twice. When I was 11-1 and 11-2, I faced him again twice, back to back. He killed me with the same Deathwing twice. Oh. I'm still salty. I think we keep the Earthen Ring Fires here. Again, this deck has a lot of 2 and 3 drops, so it's not really hurting in that regard, but I don't want things like Antonidas, Meteor. Like, this deck also just has a lot of stuff that never gets played, so... I need to kind of have the 3 drops because I don't have 4 drops and 5 drops typically to play. Yeah, see, these are the things we didn't want to have in our hand. This is not good. This isn't so hot. This is one of these hands that usually loses. It is a slow meta though. Maybe this guy will go slow. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. He is not going slow. Well, kill your guy. Please don't have a 2-drop. Just hero power. Do the mage thing. Do the mage thing. Hero power. That's what. Do the priest thing. Come on now. Hero power yourself. Turn 2. You don't play anything. You just hero power yourself. Everyone knows this. It's a thing. You're known for it, buddy. Don't play a creature. Don't have something that can kill my injured Blade Master. You don't want none of this. Hero power. Oh god. That's not so hot. Well, I think we Fairy Dragon here. Because we don't want to get rid of this injured Blade Master. Like, we're trading off against this guy anyways. I don't want to Farseer by the same token. Everything trades with what he's got right now, so. He does take the trade. And then he plays that. That's fun. Do we just feed him a guy? Well, I think if we're going to feed him a guy, we're actually going to feed him the injured Blade Master. We're playing off curve and it hurts, but this is better than the alternative, which is feeding him a water elemental. I'd rather he take this than the water elemental. And besides, maybe he doesn't go after this and I get to Psychotron, or I get to get my heal buff off and trade with something that he plays. So there's some mind gamey elements here too. Yeah, see, maybe he won't trade now. Yeah, see, now we're doing good. Ooh, now we're doing real good. Question is whether we Wild Pyromancer or Arcanologist. I think we're going to Arcanologist. I don't think we want to play Psychotron here. I think we want to try and clear what he has. Yeah, I think we're going to Arcanologist just to get the counterspell out of our deck. If he wants to kill it with the Wasp, that gives us a lot of options. I think he would not want to do that. Because then it opens him up to removal, which we don't have, but he doesn't know that. An incredible discovery! Now we kill his guy. I'm liking. Alright, haven't given him good opportunities with the Wasp. If he just, like, hits my 2-3 heals, I can still just trade off a 3-3 and be fine. We want to pressure him to use this Wasp before important stuff happens. I didn't like the Psychotron play. I thought it's vulnerable to too many things. Just like a Shadow Word Pain, and then suddenly life turns upside down. Alright, so we're probably Water Elementaling Pinging. Does that sound right? We could just want to counterspell here. Get the counterspell up. Probably play Pyromancer following it. Do we play into MC Tech is a question. I don't know. Does he trade is the first question. Does he want to kill off this 4-3 that has a really easy game against his 1-4? No, he's playing loosey-goosey. He wants to kill the 2-3. Alright, get your value. Get your value. I respect it. Use your 2 to heal, right? Gastropod. You're not going to heal with your guy? Wow. Okay. I don't even understand that. I think we're going to get Counterspell up. Question is whether or not we Wild Pyro. Problem is we can't Wild Pyro Counterspell and ping his Gastropod, so it seems a little bit less attractive. Yeah, I think we're just going to Sorcerer's Apprentice, Counterspell, ping, kill off the 3-1, trade the 1-2 off. Yeah, that seems right. I think this is a good opportunity for the Counterspell. This stops him from doing his Shadow Madness shenanigans, but he probably does not have Shadow Madness. Oh, me coins here. Alright. That sucks. Maybe I should have held on to it. Try and get him a different way. It's fine. So, do we ping here? I think we ping. I think we're going to Psychotron ping. Leave it like that. The other option was Water Elemental as opposed to the Counterspell. Maybe that was better. Yeah, that was probably better. I think we made a mistake. Should have waited till you'd used coin. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. What do you got, buddy? Barongeddon. Oh, wow. That's not good. That guy's kind of scary. That man is a little bit scary. We're just going to Volcanosaur here. See what we get. I think I will take the Death Rattle. And sure, let's go Divine Shield. Free from Amber. Yeah, getting punished for using the counterspell early. Getting punished. He gets an 8/8. Alright. Interesting. Gives us options. I think we play this. It's also the argument that we should go Wasp here. But I think playing this before he has Mind Control mana is a pretty big deal. If he heals it, I can still just ping and kill it. I'm not really that constrained on mana. Huh. Well, hopefully he didn't get Meteor. That would be a bad card for us. What else would be bad? I guess Antonidas is kind of bad. He is a man who likes to live dangerously. Still seems like the correct play from him. Yeah, he wanted to avoid having to do that, but luck was not on his side. The question is, do we want to live a little dangerously? I think the answer is no, because the consequence of us living dangerously is we lose. The upside is we keep like a 6/2 or a 6/1. Don't think we want to live dangerously. I'll take it. Good enough. We'll save the Giant Wasp. It's possible he just has some AoE. Want to avoid that scenario. It's also possible he just plays a big creature. Mind Vision, huh? Okay. I'm sure it does. His own Giant Wasp. Friendly Bartender. Fair enough. Huh, that's interesting. Do we want to go down that road? We could Wild Pyromancer Primordial Glyph here. And potentially clear his guy. It does use up both, though, and we do have options for clearing without using that. We would also need to cast whatever spell we got off of Primordial Glyph, which could be problematic. We might not be able to do that. I guess we could cast whatever spell we get off of this as well. We're probably not getting better. I don't think we're getting anything better here. Oh no, I didn't get off the ping. That's kind of bad. Missed a point of damage. I thought I had gotten it off. Alright, he thought stole that. It's fine. I think we want to save this We'll Kooky Chemist here, but we want to save this ice block, I think. Because we might get Antonitis. And I might have to use this Fireball before I draw Antonitis. And so I want a spell to be able to trigger Antonitis. And I don't have any other spells besides, I guess, Volcanic Potion in my deck. Unfortunate. Wild Pyro, huh? Giant Mastodon, Antonitis, Bog Creeper. I'll take it. Question is what we do here. I'm going to play a little bit more aggressive. This leaves me lethal if he doesn't not clear my guy and does not heal himself. He has mind control, unfortunately. Alright, well, at least it also leaves us the option to just clear his guy. We were a little bit worried about that. Do I play the secret here just to try and throw him off guard? Make him, like, not play a big creature? We'll try and mind games him a little bit. Try and get him not to play a big creature. Well, he has a medium creature. What is my potion? Interesting. We need Meteor, Antonitis. Even our Giant Mastodon would be pretty good. That seems bad for us. Yep, he figures out it's not the other thing. Seems like he wants to heal that, yeah. Ooh, that's not good. That's the worst draw on our deck. Meteor still does a lot of work here, because it very likely just clears his board. Antonitis, of course, does a lot of work. Holy Nova's pretty bad. Now I regret not firing off the Volcanic Potion and at least getting his guide off. Igneous Elemental, also in the running for one of the worst possible top decks. We are struggling here. Meteor clears his board. Antonitis is probably too slow at this point. Giant Wasp would have probably gotten rid of his 5/6. Meteor. Giant Wasp. Yep, that's a little bit too late. So we have Ice Block. Question is, how do we want to use this? Huh. That's right. That's right, Jaina. We're having it rough. We've just not top decked very well at all. Unfortunately. Yeah, P figures it's Ice Block, because why else would I still be playing? Good news is we can clear his board. Bad news is it costs us quite a bit here. He's been holding on to some cards. I don't know what they are. If one of them's a charge creature, I guess we have to play this Mastodon. I think we lose to mind control pretty much no matter what. Would he have drafted another mind control? Not sure this was the correct play. We could have cleared. We still would have lost, though, I think.
Well played.
Yeah, just some pretty poor top decks. We needed Meteor. We basically just needed not to top deck Firefly. That was the card that really cost us the most, I think. Because if we top deck the Fen Creeper, we top deck this Mastodon a little bit earlier, then life is better. We also possibly should have fired off the Volcanic Potion earlier to clear out his Dark Iron Dwarf when we had the chance. Would have saved us some life here. But then I guess we're still dead in this scenario, aren't we? Like, we'd have maybe... Did he disconnect? Or is he just BMing? Oh, no. No, he's still here. Alright, he's just BMing. But yeah, if we had one of the Meteors or like Fen Creeper or something like that a little bit earlier, then I think we would have gotten there. Close game, close game. Priest matchup is always tough. Your hero power does less work than their hero power once a board is established. But yeah, I think mainly it was just that we top decked a 1-drop and a 3-drop and didn't find Antonidas, the Mastodon, the Meteors, a bunch of other stuff. He was holding on to a bunch of creatures in case of like Flame Strike. But one of those creatures was a Silence, so we didn't quite get there. Without the Silence, though, we do get there, which is rough. I think we will toss back this Igneous Elemental. It's probably the weakest of my 3-drops. This Firefly is kind of useful against his hero power. And I think I'll keep Cabal Chemist as just a 4-drop, so I can kind of curve out here. This is a decent opening hand. That's rough. Smuggler's Run with 3 creatures in hand right off the bat. Alright, sure. Well, if he doesn't play anything, this Fledgling is going to wreck him. But he does play something. Kind of wrecked himself. Nice when that happens. Not bad overall, though. My cards do decently well against what he's playing. Huh. Do I coin out my Chemist? Gives me the opportunity to find a potion that'll deal with his stealth guy. Alternatively, I could just play Jungle Panther here. I think we just play Jungle Panther here. Look to trade off whatever else he plays. And I do think we trade. I don't have spells in hand. The 3-2 is less valuable than his 4-2. We'll save the coin.
Hey, dudes, over here.
Sure. Not a bad card for us to see. Means we're playing a slower game. Huh. Is that card actually any good? I actually don't know. I think now we play Cabal Chemist. Sure. Let's clear his guy. I'm out of here, man. Dragonfire Potion, not great, but not bad either. It's a good board clear. I kind of already have Meteor to do a lot of that work for me, but... Choose your path. This is why I don't think the card is that great. You have to spend 1 mana every time. Like, I think the effect is very strong, but the fact that you just basically destroyed a mana crystal is also a pretty big deal. Fire Plume Phoenix, sure. And he trades for a 3-3. That doesn't seem correct. Well, I think we just play this. I don't think trading for a 3-3 with your 2-2 poisonous is correct. Definitely feels incorrect. He would just drop a bunch of stuff. I mean, what's the worst that happens here? This is half a card. This is going to get me a card. Sure. Well, here seems like our Meteor target. Is it? We could just Dragonfire. See what we get off of this guy first. Firelands Portal, huh? Maybe that's the play. Sure. Secret agent coming through. Roses are red, violets are blue. What a great guy. Lines up well against what my opponent has, too. Save Meteor for a bigger creature. He's discovering stuff every turn, so maybe he plays something big. This guy is a dragon, too. Isn't that convenient? Living the dream. So I wonder if we Dragonfire Potion plus Coin Fledgling next turn. Wipes whatever he plays, I presume. Can't be that much that lives against it. Alright, sure. Yeah, I think we Dragonfire plus Fledgling. Forces him to have answers, because once this Mastodon wall comes up, or I play Meteor or Giant Wasp, life gets rough for him. Did he find removal? Swagneros, huh? Sure. Sure. Wind Fury? Wind Fury? I guess we'll take Divine Shield. After that, we have some options. I think this Mastodon is the best option, though. Means that Meteor probably does a lot of work, because there's a chance it heals himself here. It's probably not what he wants to have happen. He wants to heal the Ragnaros after it hits. Though there was an argument to be made for Meteor plus Giant Wasp. Because then I can clear the next big thing he plays, but... Sure. Into Blowgill Sniper. Alright. And he chooses not to attack. Interesting. I would have rolled the dice there, I think. Because now he just gets hit. I think he just gets hit. There isn't a clever way to do this, is there? No, I don't think there is. Boom goes the dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. Move aside. Wind Fury, please. Wind Fury. Now we are in business, ladies and gentlemen. The business end of this has started. I think we'll take the Divine Shield again. Prevent him from having good removal. And since I'm so far ahead, I'm not going to develop my board. I've got a big taunt. I don't think the Wild Pyro does much here. Choose your path. What do you got for me? Peacekeeper? Sure. I don't even care. Stegodon. So I think we clear the Stegodon with the Kooky Chemist. And our Draconid guy. I think we want to keep our taunt up. Move aside. What do I get? Volcanic Might. Sure. Oh, wow. Those are some options, kids. Yeah, we're just going to look to close out this game. Again, I don't really feel the need to develop my board. He's the one who has to find something here. Making it immune to being targeted helps in some cases. Because it means that he can't, like... Yeah, he's... You Dobbs, son, you Dobbs. You Dobbs, you Dobbs. Good game. You Dobbs. You Lou Dobbs. 10-2. This deck is pretty good. Not gonna lie. This deck is pretty sweet. A lot of premium cards in it. The only things that really didn't pan out were the couple elemental picks. Pretty good deck, though. Not really wanting to run up against priests, though. Huh. Do we keep a Giant Wasp? I think the answer is yes. We definitely ditch this. And I think we'll keep the rest, and we'll look to play a slower game. I don't really want to play slower games against priests, though. Because eventually they stick something on the board, and then life gets problematic. These cards are also a little bit of a non-bow. Well, sure. Why not? No. Trust me. That's fine. I am aiming for a slower game. That dies to Volcanic Potion. This dies to Volcanic Potion as well. Do I want to play Volcanic Potion? I think the answer is no. I think we just continue with our Ping Fest. We'll play Cabal Chemist next turn. Trying to eat the snail with it. If he plays out a bunch of small stuff, we'll Volcanic Potion, but I didn't really feel the need to Volcanic Potion there. I'm willing to trade the Cabal Chemist body.
What is real?
That's a little bit less good. Do we Volcanic Potion here? Because now I'm trading my Cabal Chemist body for nothing. I don't really want a Giant Wasp. I don't think it gets any value. Huh. But it's possible he develops more into the board. Yeah, let's just get our potion. See what we get. Alright, more board clears. We'll trade off one of these snails for our guy, but we really just care about getting the potion. Sure. I think we will Volcanic Potion here. And then we'll look to Water Elemental Ping if he doesn't heal his guy. Ooh. Well, he's got us on a 3-turn clock, technically. We're hoping no taunts. No taunts. If he has taunts, I have to play my own taunt. I also have to run in my guy into his taunt. That's not fun. This became a little problematic. This got just a little bit problematic. Big ol' 8/8. Ooh, that's not so hot. Well, maybe he plays in a Dragonfire Potion and we get there. He doesn't play completely into it, but enough into it for us to get out of this situation. That's also an option. I think this is a better option, though. We are at 14 going into his turn 8. It's not quite where we want to be. Always gets the scoop. I am glorious. Do we have to fire off this meteor here? It's depressing. I think we do. I just don't have enough life. And I don't have a taunt in hand, so it's not like I can really do something big there. Question is whether or not we fire it off at the Daring Reporter and then hope to get lucky with this Mad Bomber. That seems a little sketchy. I think we just... I think this is the correct line. Losing that Giant Wasp was pretty bad, though. Oh, Hemet. Hemet, please. Hemet, please. just a scared man. Yeah, I think we need to get lucky with this Mad Bomber here. Don't hit me, sir. Alright. Good enough, I guess. There's a lot of sounds that these guys make. A lot of screechy type sounds. He's got a full grip. I'm a little scared. I'm at 3. That's not good. Potion of Madness, also not really what we want to see. But we didn't really have a choice with what we were playing out. And what did you get? Molten Reflection. Well, that's probably game. Yeah, we were probably losing this one anyways. Anton, you're a little late. Yep, that's game. We will end 10-3. Rough running. Unfortunate, just couldn't get there. He had a taunt to play. I think we took the right lines. It was a little bit tricky.
Well played.
It was a little bit tricky, but didn't have a lot that we were doing there. Rough. Well, 10-3 is how we end our run. Not bad. We started, what, 7-1? So we went 3-2 in our games that I have on video here. Not bad, not bad. This looks like a 10-win deck at least. I probably would have been... I mean, it's hard to say that any deck is like a 12-win deck or something like that, right? Like, this is a deck that could go to 12 wins. Let me say that. This is not a deck you'd, by any means, like, expect to go to 12 wins, but I think largely because the mana curve is a little bit awkward. And it does have some awkward draws like we saw in that last game where we drew 3 Giant Wasps plus Volcanic Potion, and it was all kind of a big non-bow. And he ended up having taunts, and the taunts prevented us from really using the Giant Wasps very effectively. Potion of Madness kind of finished us off there. Yeah, I don't know. Just some rough running. A little bit awkward with the draws. But overall, I mean, the deck quality is very good. The 3 losses came from that last game, right? Where we just had a little bit of an awkward start, and he had a pretty good deck. The game prior to that, where we just really top-decked very poorly, got Firefly and Igneous Elemental when we had a bunch of cards that probably would have just won us the game. And the previous loss was to a guy with just an insane deck. I think when I was like 6-0, I lost to him. Or maybe I was 7-0, and then I picked this up when I was 7-1. I think that's what happened. It's becoming a little bit hazy. Either way, I was like 6-0 or 7-0 at the point. What do we get for wins? Might as well show off what we earned. Hey, not bad. Pack, gold rare, and 240 gold. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. The golden rare card is worth a bunch of dust, so makes up for kind of the lower gold. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good run, pretty sick deck. 10-3 at the end. Pretty solid result for the deck. Again, some lines maybe should have been played differently. Certainly that I remember the one line where I played Counterspell before he had used Coin was a bit of a sketchy line. But other than that, reasonably solid play, I hope. And really sick deck, honestly. Would have been disappointed if that deck did not make it to 7 wins. That would have been that would have been a big disappointment, but 10 wins is great. Anyways, I'm going to stop it here, and I hopefully tomorrow or maybe later tonight will be doing the class card set review type stuff. And I haven't even uploaded the other stuff yet, so I'm going to get on that. But yeah, that's it. Stay tuned to this channel if you want more Hearthstone Arena drafting tips for the new Journey to Ungoro format. And see you later.